American history is no longer just about what happened, it's about what we believe happened. And in today's America, belief is a battleground. Across classrooms, state houses, school board meetings, and social media, the story of the nation's past is being fought over like territory in a war. But this war isn't fought with bullets. It's fought with textbooks, banned books, education bills, and viral outrage. Who gets to define the story of America? And why has the truth become so dangerous? Chapter 1. What is the history war? It starts with a simple question. What is the United States of America? For some, it's the greatest experiment in freedom and democracy. For others, it's a nation built on stolen land, slavery, and systemic inequality. The history war is the conflict between those two narratives and everything in between. It's a political, ideological, and emotional war over who gets to define what America stands for. And like all wars, it has its casualties. Teachers, students, authors, and truth itself. Chapter 2. The 1619 Project versus the 1776 Commission in 2019. The New York Times launched the 1619 Project, arguing that American history began not in 1776, but in 1619, the year enslaved Africans first arrived in Virginia. It reframed slavery as foundational, not incidental, to the American experience. Conservatives responded with fury. Critics claimed it was rewriting history, pushing a racialized narrative, and undermining patriotism. In response, President Trump launched the 1776 Commission to promote patriotic education, positioning the Founding Fathers as moral visionaries. Two projects, two Americas. One sees history as pain that must be confronted. The other sees history as pride that must be protected. The clash was inevitable. Chapter 3. Founding Fathers Under Fire. George Washington, father of the nation, slave owner. Thomas Jefferson, author of liberty, kept people in bondage. Modern students are asking questions their textbooks often avoid. Can you revere men who owned humans? Can a nation founded on freedom truly be free if it denied freedom to millions? This chapter explores how debates about the Founding Fathers have become flashpoints. To criticize them is seen as an attack on the nation itself. To defend them blindly is seen as denying hard truths. But real history doesn't require heroes or villains. It requires honesty. Chapter 4. What is critical race theory? Critical race theory, or CRT, was once a niche academic framework taught in law schools. Today, it's the most controversial acronym in American politics. Some say it teaches students to hate America. Others say it helps explain how racism is embedded in legal systems and social structures. Laws have been passed banning CRT from classrooms, even in schools where it was never taught. Teachers are fired for mentioning privilege. Parents protest books that discuss race. But behind all the anger is a bigger question. Can a multiracial democracy survive without teaching the truth about race? Chapter 5. Censorship in classrooms. Across the United States, classroom discussions are being policed by politicians. In some states, teachers can't say America was systemically racist. In others, they can't discuss LGBTQ history. Books are being banned at levels not seen in decades. Titles like The Bluest Eye, Genderqueer, and the 1619 Project have disappeared from shelves. What began as curriculum reform has become ideological control. In the name of protecting children, we are silencing the past. But history doesn't disappear because it's uncomfortable. Chapter 6. Texas and California, two of the biggest textbook buyers in the nation. What they choose often determines what students across America learn. In Texas, textbooks describe slaves as workers. In California, the same book calls slavery forced labor and human bondage. Same country, same events, two different realities. Who writes the textbooks, writes the narrative, and controls the memory? The history war is also a battle of the pen. Chapter 7. Social media and the viral passed on TikTok. High schoolers learn about the Tulsa massacre before they hear about it in school. On YouTube, self-proclaimed history influencers go viral with catchy and often misleading videos. The internet has democratized history and distorted it. It gives voice to the silenced and to the conspiratorial. Misinformation travels faster than truth. Memes are replacing textbooks. History has entered the algorithm, and the algorithm doesn't care about facts. Chapter 8. Patriotism versus propaganda. Is loving your country the same as loving its story? Or is real patriotism about seeing the flaws and fixing them? Some argue that focusing on slavery, racism, and injustice is anti-American. Others believe ignoring them is the real betrayal. This chapter explores the fine line between patriotic education and state-sponsored propaganda, and why asking hard questions is the most patriotic act of all. Chapter 9. School boards become battlegrounds across the nation. School board meetings have turned into shouting matches. Parents yell about indoctrination. Teachers resign under pressure. Students are caught in the middle. Outside groups are funding campaigns to control local education, turning once quiet elections into war zones. The front lines of the history war are not in Washington. They're in your neighborhood. Chapter 10. History wars. Around the world, America is not alone. In Germany, it's illegal to deny the Holocaust. In Japan, textbooks downplay World War II atrocities. In South Africa, truth and reconciliation redefined how history was told. Every nation struggles with its past, but some confront it, others conceal it. Which path will America take? Chapter 11. Who controls the past controls the future. George Orwell once wrote, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." This is not just a quote, it's a warning. When history becomes a political weapon, democracy becomes collateral damage. If we can't agree on what happened, how can we agree on what should happen? This chapter shows how narrative power shapes elections, laws, and national identity, and why losing control of the past means losing the future. Chapter 12. What we lose if we forget. If we forget slavery, we miss the roots of inequality. If we ignore indigenous genocide, we erase entire nations. If we erase civil rights struggles, we forget what people fought to change. History isn't just a record, it's a mirror. And in that mirror, we either face our truth or live inside a lie. What we teach today becomes what we believe tomorrow. History isn't neutral, it never was. But it doesn't have to be a weapon. It can be a guide. It can be an act of justice. It can be the path toward understanding. If we dare to look honestly, like this video, if you believe in real history, not just convenient stories, comment your thoughts below. Your voice matters. And subscribe for more unfiltered documentaries on history, power, and truth. The war over America's past is here, but the future is still unwritten.